1941 white scout car, military designation M3A1. It was built by the White Truck Company. They built 40 or 50,000 of them during World War II, starting in 1939. And it's light recon. This one was assigned to the 636 tank destroyers, and they were attached to the 36th Infantry Division in Italy and Africa. And so it actually went into Africa in 42, and then went over to Sicily and Italy after that, and then stayed there until the war was over, and then they donated it to the Greek army. And they ran it then up until the early 70s.
And tell me what you've done to it. Have you attached a lot of these things in here?
Well, yeah, it came fairly complete. At the time, they didn't have all the crazy laws like they do now, where you had to cut everything up to bring it in. So it was fairly complete. It didn't have any of the armament on it, of course. I had to put all of that. Didn't have the radio or the radio equipment. I had an uncle in the 36th. I never was in because I had a bad eye and they wouldn't let me in. But my uncle was in 36 and went in, landed on Anzio and all of that good stuff. So, but I have copies of the military manuals that has all that detail in it. So tell you where to drill holes and what size nuts and bolts and down to the minutest detail. It's all in print. Of course, it was classified during the war, but now you can get in without any problem.
And did you want to make everything fully functional, like restore back to its operating?
Yes, yeah.
So these guns will rotate around and all. Now, is this authentic?
This it's not for this particular vehicle. It was the best I could come up with to help keep it dry until I can find one of the originals.
Can you walk us around and show us some of the stuff? Sure. Obviously, this is a stretcher, and then...
Now, this is a stretcher. This is telephone wire. Spare barrels for the 30. Tripod if you had to get out and dig in. And then this is a Howze tripod for the 50 cal.
And then there's a tripod there too?
Yeah, this is for the 30.
So this thing...
Howze the little one.
Tell me what the two guns are?
This is a 30 caliber Browning M1919. And it's, 30-06 rounds. It was pretty devastating, especially during World War I. It's when they really brought it out. It was there. And then, of course, the spare gas cans. The truck has two 15-gallon tanks internally, and then they can carry an extra jerry can or two around. At 5 miles to a gallon, it doesn't go very far.
Yeah, I was wondering, did it get you a mile?
And it has a little straight 6-cylinder truck engine in it, 4-speed transmission. It's a old double clutcher, and that's about it.
A double clutch?
Yeah, they're not synchronized. You have to clutch it, put it in neutral, and then clutch it again and go to the gear you want.
Now, what is these vents closable?
These close in combat. The passenger has a lever that will actually move them up.
Yeah, I want to see that.
So it's
take off.
And then these fold up also to help.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Where do you go to fire, if you go to fire the guns, where do you fire them?
It's just a gas gun. All I need is permission.
And did this see action?
I'm sorry?
Did it see action?
Yes, it was in Africa in 42 on that invasion.
Really?
And then Italy and Sicily both.
Wow. Did it get hit by any ammunition?
I couldn't find any records on that, so I'm sure it probably did. But
and then when you're in the heat of combat, how easy it is to get this down?
It's not super easy. Normally, if you just kick it or somebody would have to get out on the hood to lift it up. It's pretty heavy,
Yeah.
and then just let it drop down.
But still, there's a lot of protection.
Yeah, normally you'll be prepared going in, you know. But
Okay.
sometimes you get ambushed, but most of the time you were prepared going in.
And then did they usually use this roller for?
This is a ditch roller.
Uh-huh.
So if you're driving along and you hit a ditch, the front end drops down. This catches the bank on the other side and raises you back up, so you don't dig into the opposite bank.
And you're storing rope on there. Is that just a thing?
That's just storage for the tow line.
How heavy is it?
Fully crewed and fuel, it's 14,000.
Why did they design the gunner to go on that rail? Is it something that was really needed?
Well, it's situational. If you drive in somewhere and get attacked from the opposite side from where you have your guns, you can just roll them around.
Yeah, just roll around. They must have thought it was going to be pretty necessary. It was so close to the driver. Wow.
Yeah, it works pretty well.
Yeah, and you've done it. You've rolled.
Oh yeah, they'll move. Just lift up on that lever that locks the trolley, and then slide it around.
Now, what do you do if you're not going to shows and stuff? Do you normally just drive it around town? Or?
Not very much. Mostly parades, and I take it out. I kind of live out in the country, so I take it out every once in a while just to keep it exercised, so to speak. Okay, I'm Ben Locke. It's a M3A1 scout car, light recon, built by White Truck in 1941.